Molto spesso gli aggettivi si sprecano. In altri casi,
Very often, adjectives are wasted, but in other cases, they perfectly reflect the sense with which they were used. Today, I'm in Cannes, France, to test the new flagship of a shipyard we know very well. I'm talking about TESORO Yachts and its new TESORO T50 Speciale. Whether it is truly special is for us to say today. Let's get started. This is The Boat Show. The new T50 Speciale is the latest endeavour of the Spanish shipyard TESORO Yachts, which does not rely exclusively on the well-established design and manufacturing skills to which we are accustomed. This new project comes to life from a very important collaboration, the one with Armani Casa, which makes this model a real jewel of style and refinement, where the watchword has been attention to every detail. At the stern, a large electric swimming platform facilitates access to the sea and serves as a lift for the tender, which finds housing in the garage under the large central sun deck. To get on board, there are two steps. Like most of the materials used on board, all of the aft cushioned part have been taken care of in fabric and finished by Armani Casa. What I like is the shipyard's choice to also provide side containments, which make the seating more comfortable and especially safe when sailing. And there are glass holders too. A decidedly refined table in finishes and materials. It can comfortably seat up to 8 diners, 4 per direction. On a different floor level, the wet bar area consists of several modules and is now traditional in all TESORO yachts. Induction hobs and chopping board in one, and in the rest of the wall units, the sink and plenty of storage space for all the furnishings. Of course, by Armani Casa. Note the finishes of the wall units that emphasize the bold and well-defined style that characterizes the entire boat. At the bow, as is normally found on all models from the Spanish shipyard, the raised deck is totally cushioned, creating a very large, comfortable and convivial second sunbathing area. Definitely the stylish touch in this area is the instrumentation reminder screen and the bow shower for refreshing guests. The walk-arounds are a really generous size with handrails everywhere, and one thing I really appreciate, the steps down to the dock. Going down below deck, only one phrase resonates in my head: welcome, make yourselves comfortable and feel at home. This is exactly the spirit in which Armani Casa set up the entire interior design project. The goal was to seek down to the smallest detail the comfort and elegance that every owner is accustomed to at home. The shipyard's challenge then, strengthened by Armani Casa, undisputed stylistic and manufacturing experience in indoor and outdoor furniture, was to create a true extension of the owner's patronal home. An outbuilding, not sea view, but on the sea. Going below deck is curious, or at least unusual on boats of this size. The aisle leads to the forward saloon with a convertible centre table, which complements the large perimeter seating. On the port bulwark is the dayhead with separate shower stall. The master stateroom is a midships full beam and arranged in its geometries so that the volumes can be exploited in their entirety, eliminating the uncomfortableness that is normally accepted as a compromise of the boat. The layout of the double bed, the simplicity in the shape of the wall unit on the broadside, the settee seating, and again the design details and fixed and movable furnishings are all ingredients that work together to make this room a true bedroom even before it is a cabin. A second bathroom, also with a separate shower stall, is dedicated to her.
Normalmente lo vedete sempre, sono abituato a timonare da in piedi perché proprio...
Normally, you see it all the time. I'm used to steering from standing because just with my feet I feel the movement of the hull. However, even though the dashboard is well organised, moreover, it has a very good handrail for the co-pilot, which is on the port side, and we also find one on the starboard side for the other co-pilot. The two gigantic screens in front of me, two 22-inch Garmins, create a wall of electronics between me and the bow. So here I am going to do the test, this time from a seated position, from up here.
E da qui mi rendo conto subito di un altro fattore che sarà cruciale all'interno...
From here, I quickly realise another factor that will be crucial within my test today, the total height of the boat. Viewed from the outside, like all TESORO yachts, the freeboard is really high. Immediately, it occurs to me where the boat's centre of gravity will be. Concerns, however, waned when I discovered that the Cullinan hardtop, as in the rest of their other models, is made from all vacuum resin infusion and carbon fibre. The styling is gorgeous, the dimensions are imposing, but the weight is really limited.
Le dimensioni sono imponenti, ma il peso è davvero limitato. Tutto questo per dire che voglio davvero...
All this is to say that I really want to see how this huge superstructure above me will perform, whether it will remain solid and monolithic because of its 4 points of support as well, 2 in front and 2 in back, all made of carbon fibre.
A poppa oggi abbiamo due Volvo
Aft today, we have two Volvo Penta IPS 800 horsepower each. The minimum output of the import version is 650 horsepower per engine. The second step is 700 horsepower per engine, up to this for a total of 1,600 horsepower.
Totale di 1.600 cavalli. Nella versione fuoribordo,
In the outboard version, however, the maximum propulsion is greater, namely a triple 600 horsepower outboard, for a combined total of 1,800 horsepower, 200 more than we have today.
200 più di quelli che abbiamo oggi.
We take it to the edge of the glide.
Nodi punto 2. La scia è appena staccata.
11.2 knots. The wake is barely off and the total consumption per hour is 66 litres. Per mile instead, 6.6 litres.
A 2000 giri siamo già...
At 2000 RPM, we are already at 16 knots and we are consuming 113 litres per hour and per mile 7 litres. I'm very curious to eventually see how this hull will perform at sea. It was made completely out of epoxy resin infusion and fiberglass. I tell you that overall, with its fittings, the new T50 Speciale comes to displace 18 tons.
50 Speciale arriva a dislocare 18 tonnellate.
The water lines are designed to have a bow deep enough to cut through the waves and then open up going towards the stern to give stability to the whole craft.
Stabilità a tutto il mezzo. E direi che per
I
ora...
would say that so far it is working really well. Let's try it in the turn. I know from experience that IPSs result in very pronounced heeling. In fact, it does here as well.
Infatti anche qua è così.
Everything happens with a very impressive smoothness.
È davvero impressionante.
Everything is slow and gentle, as a boat of this class should go.
Beh, come una barca di questa classe dovrebbe andare.
I try her to starboard. Again, if I go into a more aggressive veer, the boat responds very
In
docile.
maniera molto docile. Questa
This is a very good insurance for anyone at the helm. Really, anyone can helm her.
portare davvero chiunque. 2500 giri. Sto facendo 24.5 nodi con un consumo
2,500 RPM. I'm doing 24.5 knots with a consumption of 188 litres per hour and a consumption per mile of 7.5 litres per hour. This is not her cruising speed because the Volvo Penta IPSs that were fitted are new
di
generation.
nuova generazione.
Their maximum rotation is 3,000 RPM and their cruising speed, that is reached at 2,700 RPM, 202 litres per hour in total, 7 being the litres needed for a nautical mile instead.
Per ora in totale 7 sono i litri invece che servono per un miglio nautico. La velocità è di
The speed is 28 knots,
28 nodi, e quindi
which is officially its cruising speed.
la sua velocità di crociera.
Top speed, we find out right away. I give it all the gas.
Siamo arrivati
We
facilmente a
easily got to 3,000 RPM and the total hourly consumption is 251 litres per mile. Instead, I'm consuming 7.3 litres.
su 3 litri. E signore e signori, sono felice di confermarvi che
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to confirm that the top speed touched today was 34.6 knots. I would say a very good job with this level of sailing comfort.
di navigazione.
In short, that the new TESORO Yachts T50 is special. I would say no one can ever say otherwise. Then again, it came out of a resounding collaboration that brought something really new to boating. The taste, probably, or the feeling at home. The only thing that comes to mind is, now, after this, how will TESORO Yachts improve again?
Ma adesso, dopo questa, Tesoro, come farà a migliorarsi ancora?